Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. Today we are diving into a really dynamic, infographic-style medical study of something you do, get this, roughly 20,000 times a day without even batting an eye. We're talking about breathing. We're going to map out the exact, precise route of just a single breath of air, tracing it from the very second it enters your body all the way down to the microscopic cellular level. It's an incredible journey, so let's just jump right in.
Here is our biological map for today. We'll start with the purpose of breathing, move into entering the upper airway, and then descending the lower airway. From there, we'll look at the magic of alveoli, explore the mechanisms of breathing, and finally wrap up with the continuous cycle.
All right, Section 1, the purpose of breathing. Energy in, waste out.
To really grasp our own anatomy, we first kind of need to look at the biological problem this whole system is trying to solve. You see, our bodies are these massive, energy-hungry machines. They desperately need fuel to run. And well, the byproduct of running any machine is waste. Just look at the sheer scale of the architectural blueprint required to manage this. The respiratory system isn't just one single thing. It's this incredibly complex, interconnected network of organs. We've got the nose and nasal cavity, the pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, lungs, and the diaphragm. Together, this whole crew is entirely responsible for making gas exchange happen. So keep this network in the back of your mind, because we're about to journey through these structures one by one.
This entire interconnected network really has one ultimate dual goal. First up is inhalation. Oxygen-rich air enters your body, travels down to your lungs, and moves right into your blood. That oxygen is literally the exact fuel your body's cells are demanding for energy. But, it's a two-way street. Second is exhalation. Carbon dioxide, which is just a waste gas produced by those cells, moves from the blood back into the lungs and gets pushed right out of the body. It's just this beautifully elegant biological swap, right? Bringing in crucial oxygen to fuel you up and expelling carbon dioxide waste to clean you out.
Moving on to Section 2, entering the upper airway. The first filters.
Step 1 of our chronological map starts right at the nose and nasal cavity. And here's the thing. When air enters here, it doesn't just passively pass through. It is actively prepped. Your nasal cavity filters, warms, and moistens that air, basically making it safe and perfectly conditioned for the super delicate environment deep inside your chest. Once that air is prepped and ready, we hit Step 2, the pharynx, which we usually just call the throat. This is the primary passageway carrying that freshly conditioned air downward. And that takes us directly to Step 3, the larynx.
Structurally speaking, the larynx, also known as the voice box, is a critical little junction that directs the air we just breathed down into the windpipe. But honestly, what I absolutely love about this particular piece of anatomy is that it's what allows us to speak. Actually, my larynx is the exact anatomical structure allowing me to narrate this very explainer to you right now. The air passing through my voice box is literally creating the sounds you're hearing. It's just a fantastic little bit of multitasking by the human body.
Let's head into Section 3, descending the lower airway, branching out.
Going deeper, Step 1 of the lower airway is the trachea, or the windpipe. Think of this as the main highway carrying air downward. But the body needs to distribute this air, right? So we reach Step 2, the bronchi. The windpipe splits into two main tubes, the bronchi, which route air into the right and left sides of your chest. And then, much like the trunk of a tree splitting into a canopy of branches, we hit Step 3, the bronchioles. These are increasingly smaller and smaller branches splitting off inside the chest, ensuring that the air gets distributed widely and evenly.
So, where is this giant branching network actually housed? Well, they're housed in the lungs. This is the primary destination we've been traveling toward. They are the main organs responsible for gas exchange. When you look at an anatomical diagram of the lungs, you're essentially looking at the protective outer casing for those millions of tiny branching bronchioles we just talked about.
Which brings us to Section 4, the magic of alveoli, the biological swap.
Okay, we followed a breath of air down the windpipe, through the bronchi, all the way to the very ends of the smallest bronchioles. At the very tips of these tiny branches are the alveoli. These are microscopic air sacs, and guys, this is where the magic actually happens. All of that filtering, the warming, the vast network of branching tubes, it was all designed just to deliver air right here, to these tiny sacs. The alveoli are the exact spot where that vital, life-sustaining gas exchange finally goes down. This is where the oxygen from your breath actually crosses over into your bloodstream, and where the carbon dioxide waste leaves your blood so it can be exhaled. It is a literal microscopic miracle happening millions of times over in your chest.
Section 5, the mechanics of breathing, the engine.
So we've seen the pathway.
But what actually pulls this air into our bodies? The tubes and sacs are just the road. They don't move the air themselves. Actually, let's try something right now. Wherever you're sitting or standing, just take a deep, deliberate breath in with me. And let it out. When you inhaled, did you feel your chest expand and your belly slightly push outward? Well, you just felt the mechanical engine of your respiratory system going to work.
The answer to our question is the diaphragm. This large muscle sitting entirely below your lungs is the crucial mechanical engine driving that whole inhalation and exhalation process we just mapped out. When it contracts and flattens downward, it creates a vacuum, literally sucking air through your nose, down your trachea, and into your alveoli. And when it relaxes, it pushes that carbon dioxide waste right back up and out. It's just a remarkably powerful, tireless muscle.
Finally, Section 6, the continuous cycle, staying alive.
This entire biological machine works continuously. Nose to pharynx, larynx to trachea, bronchi to alveoli, all powered by the diaphragm, over and over and over again. It supplies oxygen to your body's cells for energy, and it sweeps away the toxic carbon dioxide waste. This beautifully organized, highly structured sequence is happening continuously, every hour of every day, just to keep us alive and healthy.
So our respiratory system works continuously to keep us going. But how often do we really pause to appreciate this invisible, life-saving gas exchange happening inside of us every single second? From the first filters in your nose to the microscopic magic of those alveoli, you are carrying around an absolute marvel of biological engineering. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible anatomical journey today. Keep breathing, keep learning, and I'll see you on the next explainer.